Again, I always forget to turn that on. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Mother's Intuition with Amanda and Lillian. We're excited to be here with you today on this beautiful Friday. It's kind of gloomy out, looking out here, but it's supposed to be pretty warm today, so we're hoping to go at least for a nice walk later this afternoon. Hope you are all doing well during this quarantine time. Saying a lot of prayers for everybody, especially those who are sick, but even for those of us who aren't sick and just trying to figure out this strange time of our lives. Let's start off with a prayer, and we have some really fun activities for your kiddos today. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You want to say the prayer?
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is ready. Blessed is thou woman, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and all of our death. Amen.
Great job. We ask Mary for her guidance during this time as moms to do the best for our children, especially at this time that can be very stressful and difficult for all of us. So it's very important that we try to keep our heads and, do what's best for yourself. Take care of yourself as well as your family. It's tricky, but we'll make it through this. We're asking for a lot of patience from God, especially.
I want to do that.
We will. Especially for,
Turn them up on top, one up.
Especially for,
two up on top.
It's hard as a Christian, as a Catholic, this is kind of particularly hard because we can't go to mass or anything, but it teaches us, I think, some spiritual discipline and, it's Lent, so we're fasting anyway. So it's a little bit of fasting in a different way. We have to do some sacrifices and learn why it's so important that we go to church. It's kind of like, being separated from it. You don't know what you had till it's gone, that type of thing. So we'll do some really fun Easter activities coming up in the next few days as well. It's Holy Week starting, I think, next week. Yeah, I think Holy Week starts. Well, no. I think Holy Week's the following week. Because, tomorrow, no, so Holy Week's the following week because it's Palm Sunday. So we're getting close to Easter, and so we'll do some fun Easter activities coming up with some of the stuff you probably already have in your house for Easter, like the plastic eggs, jelly beans. I found a really fun one with those Peep marshmallows. So a lot of fun stuff.
Peep marshmallows.
Oh, you might get some for Easter. We'll see. But today I found a really fun thing on Pinterest, and I can maybe put the link on here. It was a mom did a whole packet of different STEM activities with Dr. Seuss books. So these are great because they will work for your kid from when they're preschool age all the way up through. I'd say you could even have your third or fourth graders do these activities. So this book, Lillian, do you remember what this one's called?
10 up on top.
10 apples up on top. So we like Dr. Seuss books. I think Grandma gave us this book. So I'm going to read the story first, and then I'll show you the fun activity that goes with it. 1 apple up on top. 2 apples up on top. Look you, I can do it too. Do they both have 2 apples? Yeah. Look, see, I can do 3. 3, I see. Uh-oh, that computer's about to die, Lil. Don't let it die. Say, no, computer, stay away.
No, computer, stay away.
Plug it in quick before it dies. Sorry, everybody. There we go. Oh, saved it. All right, keep going with the story. You can do 3, but I can do more. You have 3, but I have 4. You have 4 apples on his head?
Yeah.
Look, see now, I can hop with 4 apples up on top. And when I do this with Elaine, usually I take the time to sit and count the apples one by one as we read it. But to save time, I'm just going to read the story. And I can hop up on a tree with 4 apples up on me. Look here, you two. See here, you two. I can get 5 on top. Can you? Tiger has 5 apples now. What do you think they're going to do? he only has 3. He has 4. Now how many does he have? I'm so good. I will not stop. 5, now 6, now 7 on top. 7 apples up on top. I am so good. They will not drop. 5, 6, 7. Fun, fun, fun. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
1.
But see, we are as good as you. Look now, we have 7, 2. And now see here, 8, 8 on top. 8 apples up, not 1 will drop.
What's he doing?
He looks a little mad. He's like, I thought I was the coolest one with apples. But I can do 9 and hop and drink. You cannot do this, I think. He's trying to be tricky, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see what happens next. We can do it too. See here, we are as good as you. We are all very good. I think with 9, we can all hop and drink. 9 is very good, but then come on, and we can make it 10. Look, 10 apples up on top. We are not going to let them drop. Look out. I see a mop. Uh-oh, that bear looks mad. She's like, get out of my house.
Why she looks mad?
Because they're in her house. That's weird. I will make the apples fall. Get out, you one and all.
Why she said get out?
Because she's mad at them for being in her house. Come on, come down this hall. We must not let our apples fall. Out of our way. We cannot stop. We cannot let our apples drop. This is not good. What will we do? They want to get our apples too. Oh no, the birdies want to get their apples now. They will not get them. If we let them come, we cannot let them get them. Look out, the mop. Oh my goodness, everyone wants to knock their apples down. You cannot stop our apple fun. Our apples will not drop, not one. They're using the umbrella now.
Why?
They're trying to protect their apples. Come on. One, come all. We have to make the apples fall. They must not let our apples down. Come on. Get out of town.
Why do you want them to get out?
Because
now they're right on the bike.
Yeah. Apples up on top. All of this must stop. Oh, uh-oh.
There's a big
Apple car?
apple, and there's a hussy down by it was up there.
It's a cart full of apples. Now all our fun is going to stop. Our apples are all going to drop. Oh, sit, please. Boom. They crashed. Oh, look, 10 apples on us all. What fun. We will not let them fall.
Look it. Look, they both have apples on
They all have apples on their heads. So now the fun STEM activity with this, you need, very simple, some apples and something to kind of hold them together, Play-Doh. If you don't have Play-Doh at home, there's some really good, easy online Play-Doh recipes that just use like flour and Kool-Aid, and I think just water and salt. So, Lillian, we're going to make an apple tower. Don't eat the apples yet. Oh, it would be fun to put them on our heads, wouldn't it? But they're probably not going to be able to balance very well on our heads. So ideally, you have 10 apples. We only have 5. So we'll see how big of a tower we can make. So the fun thing is if your kids are a little older, you talked about them about, engineering. So which one do we want to start with, Lillian? Which apple do you think should be the bottom apple? Maybe the big one? The big one, maybe? And that one looks the sturdiest too. We're going to put it right here to make our tower. Because it's not going to go very well on our head. And then we're just going to use a little bit of Play-Doh. And, flip it the other way. And we're going to take the Play-Doh. And Play-Doh, if you're not sure, is edible. So not really worried about, eating these apples later. Kind of smush it down. Now take another apple and stack it on top. Oops. Should probably show people our tower. Good. We're making an apple tower. How many apples do we have now?
1, 2.
2 apples. Let's see. Can we do more?
Yeah. Let's see, okay?
Okay, ready? Smush this one. Okay. Now, get another apple. Okay, push.
Push.
Okay, so if you have little ones, help them out. But if you have older kids, try to see if they can do it by themselves. That'd be really a cool thing to. And if you have more fruit, maybe you could do. If you don't have 10 apples like us, like I think we have a couple pears in there, so like we could do a pear on top if we need to. Whoa, it's a little tippy. I'm gonna try to help you balance it. There, grab another apple. So the goal is to see if we can make a tower of 10 apples. We don't have 10 apples. How many do we have now? Ready? Whoa, let's count them.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, we have 4 apples. Do you think we can do one more?
Yeah. Let's see, okay? And then it will fall down.
You think it'll fall down? Okay.
Crash.
Okay, put the Play-Doh on top. Smush it.
Crash.
Good. Now grab, whoa! Grab the apple, see if we can get it to stick. Grab it. Yep, we can do it that way. All right, let's see. Whoop, it's a little tippy. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Oh. I'm gonna make it. Let's see if we can make it balance. Oh, let's count them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow!
Wow.
I'm pretty sure if we use smaller apples, we could probably make it bigger. But like I said, we only have 5 apples. So you can keep doing this and see how tall your kids can make the apple tower. It almost fell down. So it's a really fun, creative way for them to use STEM and engineering to make their apple towers.
Can I do some Play-Doh?
Sure, you can do it right here. I'm just going to put the Play-Doh back in here real quick.
Why?
Because we might want to eat these apples later.
Why?
Because they're a yummy snack, right? Here you go. So yeah, you can get the Play-Doh and you can play with it a little bit, and then we'll do our next craft. But in their notebooks, you can have the kiddos do a page of 10 apples up on top and draw their tower of how many apples they got and count them out. This is a great activity, like I said, for preschool age up to, 3rd or 4th grade. Obviously, the older kids, the counting part is pretty simplistic, but it's really great for the preschool kids. For the older kids, it's just great for them to do practice with the engineering aspect. But this one would be good for everyone, especially the older kids. On the left side page, to go with it, the creative side, have them write their own counting story. So we just read a counting story, 10 apples up on top. They can write their own counting story and draw a picture. Even your little younger kids could do this. If you have a kid who's kindergarten and can't quite write yet, they can at least tell you the story and you can write it out for them and they can draw the picture. It can be very simple or it can be pretty elaborate. You could have your older kids write and illustrate their own story, like the 10 apples up on top with counting, some sort of silly story. That'd be a really fun thing for them to do in their notebook. And then if you have a little bit of older kids, you could have them, maybe do instead of a tower drawing, they can do a multiplication problem, some sort of story problem with numbers. Using story problems is very higher level of thinking for kids. Typically, those are the ones I feel like
we can make it bigger.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. It's typically, I feel like the problems they struggle with, a lot of kids, are the story problems because they are more abstract. But if they can draw it out and kind of act it out, it's much more simplistic for them to do that. So you could have them do 2 towers and multiply. You have this tower that has 5 apples and this tower has 5 apples. So you have 2 towers of 5. 5 times 2 is, and they can do some math story problems that way. So that is a nice, easy thing they can do in their notebooks for the 10 apples up on top story. And like I said, I can post the link on Pinterest for the other Dr. Seuss STEM activities. They're all really, really cute. All right, next, Lillian, we're going to do a little craft. We're going to make monster pencils. Whoa! Or alien pencils, whatever you want to call it. Since you're probably using pencils anyway, or pens for your in-home time, this is an easy thing you can do with. You just need some little crafting supplies. The only really necessity, I'd say, is the pipe cleaner and some glue. And then you can kind of get creative from there. So we'll show you how to make one of these. So Lillian, pick a pencil out.
Why?
Because you're gonna make a little monster pencil. Okay, Lillian, then you get to pick your pipe cleaner. We have 2 sparkly ones, otherwise we have these other colors. Which, do you want a sparkly one or a plain one?
Wait,
You want a blue one? Okay. So we're going to take the blue one and we're going to wrap it around. You want to help, Mama? Like this. Spin. Yep, wrap it around. Wrap it around your pencil. Wrap it, wrap it, wrap it.
yeah.
And then, do you want a pom-pom ball in yours?
Yeah.
Okay, you can pick out your pom-pom ball you want. And you just keep wrapping, growing up. Or if you have a little bit of...
Blue. Look at my blue color.
you have a little bit of... You got a blue one?
Yeah. And what?
You got blue and blue? And then we're going to glue this on. Where do you think you want it? Right here?
Yeah.
Is this going to be his face? His head?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so I have tacky glue. Hot glue would probably work the best in terms of getting it dried really quickly, but tacky glue still works. And then you can pick out eyeballs. You got 1 eye or 2 eyes? You can pick out
2 eyes.
You can pick out a nice big eye if you just want one. You can do 1 big eye. Look at some of these have little eyelashes on them, like this one. Whoa, crazy. So it's just some glue. Oopsies. Let's pick that up so that one doesn't get it. Or Hobbsy. That's a pretty big eye. You might only be able to fit 1 on here.
2.
Oh, oopsies. If you're going to do 2, you might want to pick out a little bit smaller ones.
What?
Oh, fine. Okay, you're dropping a lot of them.
But 1 someone.
Okay, do you want 2 with the eyelashes?
2 with the eyelashes.
Like the green eyelashes like this?
Yeah.
Okay, so like that, 1, 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have my glue on, and I'm going to glue on your... Okay, pick up one of them.
1.
Okay. And put it on the glue.
Well,
Right there. Okay,
eyelashes.
get another one. Put on the other one.
Eyewash. I want you help me. Teach me.
Okay, and then do you want a feather too?
Yeah.
For her head?
Yeah. Why we're making...
All right, get a feather out.
What am I doing?
Got a feather on my face. You want the big black one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the big black?
Do you want it to be sticking on her head?
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah.
Boop. Like that?
No.
Is that what you want it? Sticking up like top like that? Like a birdie?
No.
It's like a bird pencil. Where do you want it?
Down low.
Down low? Like down here?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, we can kind of tuck it in. That'd be pretty nice.
What?
Make it a little easier, maybe. Maybe not easier. There we go. Tuck it in. And then I'll add a little more glue to hold it in spot.
Why?
And then all we have to do now is wait for it to dry. And look at this fun pencil you have. Whoa! I'm going to let it dry, okay?
Why?
Because then you can use it later. We gotta let it dry first, okay? So very simple, easy, little fun pencil that kids can make with some little craft supplies. We're gonna let it dry first, okay? And then you can play with it. Sound good?
Yeah, and where's the Play-Doh?
It goes right in front of you. There we go. I'll let that dry for a little while, and then you'll have that fun pencil to play with. All right. That's all we have for today. Just that fun book activity, the 10 apples up on top, and then a little easy craft to do at home. Like I said, I'll be tuning in next week for a lot of fun Easter activities. There's a lot of great stuff out there. Here's another one. This one I don't have, and I'm not really going to let Lillian do anyway. Here's a really nice, fun one that'll keep your kids occupied. If you have a Tootsie Pop, or the blow pops that have the candy inside. This is a fun one. I love doing with my students, and you could do this in the notebook as well. It's how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? It's a really fun one. And the key is make sure they're doing actual licks. for counting, not sitting there and sucking on it. So it's a fun one because they will all get slightly different answers, and it'll keep them occupied for a while. I would highly recommend doing the mini sized ones, because the big ones is going to take a long time and you might end up with some raw tongues by licking. Oh, we can fix it. We can put another eyeball on there. So yeah, that's a really fun one to do. And they can write the steps and procedure out in their notebooks of how to do it, and write a prediction ahead of time how many licks I think it's going to take, and then after how many licks it actually took. And they can calculate like the averages. So if you have multiple kids do this activity, you can average out how many on average licks it took to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop. You could, if you have a lot of kids doing it, 4 or 5 kids, you could look at their numbers and talk about like outliers. So if one kid sucked on it and said they only had like 10 licks because they were sucking on it and they counted it as 1 lick, that might be the outlier compared to the other ones who maybe had 50 licks or something. And just make sure they're tallying their licks as they do it. And like I said, that's a one to take a lot of time, but they'll be excited about it because it involves candy. So those are all fun things to do as well. You can also do a bunch of dissolving activities with candy. You can have them put like a Tic Tac in their mouth and time how long it takes to dissolve.
My mouth off.
Okay, you can rinse your mouth off.
Yeah.
Or they can dissolve candy in cups of water, or do both. Put like a Tic Tac in your mouth or a cup of water at the same time, and see how long it takes both to dissolve. A lot of fun little easy things you can do with candy to keep them occupied for a while. But just doing little science experiments like that, it's great for them to talk about science procedures and testing things, and doing repetition with science is always a key as well. So they want to do it again and again and again. Those are fun things to do. Yeah, so that's all I have for today. Like I said, I'll be on next week with some really fun spring and Easter crafts. Like I said last time, check out my video on, for 2 days ago, we did one on animal fingerprints. It's a great time to make a card for somebody, and send it in the mail for the grandparents or family that you can't be around. Probably a really heartfelt message. Kiddos love, or grandparents love to get mail from kiddos. But I think we're done today, Lillian. So can you say bye-bye to everybody?
I say bye-bye. Bye.
Say thank you.
Thank
For
you.
watching.
I did blow them a kiss.
You did?
Yeah.
That's so nice of you.